and trying to set it all up again. And right, if you didn't have a phone, how would you make any phone calls? Because there's no public phones anymore, right, you guys? Trying to set it all up again. And yes, no public phones anymore. That's kind of cray, right? Okay, Joe Marion, let's visit a little bit. So while you were gone, Jojo, can you hear me? Okay, while you were gone, we finished all of unit 8. Okay, so what I would suggest is maybe you go back and watch some of the YouTube videos for class, so you can fast forward and rewind as you need, and then make sure that you have everything done for unit 8. And then last class period, we started looking at a new past tense, which we're going to look at again today. And then I'm going to give you guys some work time today. Okay, Jojo? So I think that's pretty much everything. But if you can make sure you finish 8 and then watch those videos in case I'm forgetting something, which is highly possible. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to revisit our new verb tense today. Okay. How you doing, Arshad? Okay, Brooke, you about ready? Okay, so here's our job today. We are going to continue to look at I have too many things in my head right now. We're going to continue to look at, you guys, that pretérito y el imperfecto en el pasado. So we're going to keep looking at it. It's not easy, but we're going to do it in the simplest way that I possibly can. And here's how we're going to do it today. We have a shorter period today, right? So I'm going to try to show us some videos, not Edpuzzle, just video of the lesson. And then we'll pause it and talk about it and blah, blah, blah as we go. And then what I would like for us to do is finish those guided notes. And then if we have time, I do have an interactive kind of practice for you guys to start. So we'll see how far we get today. Okay, so kind of a lot of things. So I kind of need you guys to stick with me today, right? Hoy es miércoles, el 29 de abril. You guys, were almost done with April. Can you believe that? That is so insane to me. So insane to me. All right. Let me get to where I need to be. I am a little I don't know, slow on the uptake this morning for some reason. All right, let me get to where I need to be. Okay, so what I need for you guys to do, Jojo, you can join us, is go to Canvas. I need you to access your guided notes once again on the imperfect past tense. Okay, I don't know where you put them, if you saved them in Cami or whatever you need to do, Jojo. Like I said, you'll need to join us here. Okay, so you're going to go down to below Unit 8. We had a visual guide that we went through and some guided notes, right? And then here's our video lessons. Okay, so give me a thumbs up when you have your guided notes ready to rock and roll. Guided notes, guys, this version is just about knowing what the endings are. These guided notes are not going to help us determine when we should use the preterite past tense and been learning versus when do we use this new past tense called the imperfect. Okay, So that's really the focus. Once we look at the endings and we get that sort of out of the way, then we need to look at like when do we use which past tense? Okay. So again, give me a thumbs up when you have your guided notes open and you're ready to go. Arshad, Joe Marion, give me a thumbs up. Okay, muy bien. All right, so everybody's ready to go. And Jojo, at the end of the hour today, I will post the slides, and so you can kind of fill in whatever blanks that you have. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Okay. All right, here we go. So these are the endings, right? And they're not difficult. So we just need to jot them down. We have some irregular verbs, et cetera, et cetera. We'll go through those. And then, like I say, the real focus is mostly on when to use which one. Okay. All right. So we started the other day with the regular AR verb endings, and you guys should already have this in your guided notes, right? And we did the verb hablar, just to kind of remind you. We did hablar, right, to talk or to speak. And then we said yo hablar, right, Jamarian? We get rid of the AR and we would add aba, right? So yo hablaba, I spoke. Okay, so it's past tense. How is this different from the preterite tense? What this is trying to tell us is that it's something that we did over a long period of time, or something that we did while something else happened, or when something else happened. Okay, so it all depends on context, right? So we did those. And then you guys are going to have to remind me, we did ER, let's see, we did ER and IR too, didn't we? The other day? Yeah, okay, I thought we did. But I didn't write it down. I don't think I wrote it down. Okay, how far we got. And then so we stopped probably here, isn't that right? We didn't do the irregulars, is that correct? Okay, muy bien. All right, so let's look at this. So who can remember what the word there means? What does the verb there mean? In English, it would be, I mean, in present tense, it would be yo veo la televisión, yo veo el chico en el parque. What is there? Do y'all remember that one? V-E-R? Yes, to see. Right, very good. To see. Okay. So how would we translate these? See, this is sort of the other difficulty. Yo veía was like I saw, right? And again, it's like over a period of time, okay? Or when I was doing that as something else happened, okay? And we'll review those in just a minute. So it's difficult to translate, right? But just know that it's generally things that happened over a long period of time. So, tú veías, él veía, nosotros veíamos, right? Veíamos. I always get that accent wrong. Veíamos. Ellos veían. The accent over the I is super important, because otherwise you make the same mistake I did, like in the nosotros form, right? Veíamos. 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 That's right. Okay. So I saw, you saw, he saw, we saw, they saw, but okay. So Let me know when I can go on to the next slide. Jamarian, are you good? Brooke, did you get this? Okay. Jamarian, Arshad? Yeah, so I want us to get these today because, well, first of all, it's easy work. Second of all, we need to be able to recognize them, right? Kind of like I was seeing, is that good English? I was seeing, I don't know. Okay, give me a thumbs up when I go to the next slide. Arshad, I hope you're getting these. Okay, muy bien. All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, now look at how weird this is. Okay, so who remembers what does the verb ir mean? So if I said yo voy al parque, yo voy al cine con mis amigos, what am I saying? Yo voy. What is yo voy? Yo voy con mis amigos a bailar. What is voy? Do I remember? What is this verb ir? This right here, ir. Yeah, muy bien. So to go, oops, so I messed up the slide. Sorry, you guys, give me a second. Okay, sorry. Yes, so it's the verb to go, right? To go. So look at how weird it is. I mean, there's literally nothing here that looks like anything. Okay. So when I say yo Eva with that B sounds like a combination of a B and a V sound together. Okay. I went, right? I went to school there for 10 years. I went. Okay. Again, something over a long period of time. So in terms of translating, you know, I went, you went. Okay. So it's yo iba, tú ibas, él iba, nosotros íbamos, right? You guys, you have that accent. So íbamos, ellos iban. Yo iba, tú ibas, él iba, nosotros íbamos, ellos iban. All right, so let me know when you have that. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Arshad, did you get this? Okay, muy bien. All right, let's go on. Okay, so now let's look at ser. Yo soy estudiante. Tú eres estudiante. What is yo soy? Tú eres. El es. What does that mean? What verb is ser, you guys? What verb is ser? Yo soy. What's yo soy? Yo soy estudiante. Yo soy dentista. What is ser? Mario es un caballo. What is that? What is es? Jamarian es un chico. Brooklyn es una chica. What is es? What does it mean? If I say Jamarian es un chico. Yeah, is, right? So this is the verb to be. It's how we say is, okay, or are, right? So era, right, you guys, is going to be I was. Again, over a long period of time, or I was doing something when something else happened, okay? And then you were. So make sure that you're typing in, if you can, what they mean, right? He was, right? Again, none of these look like what it starts out as. It sure doesn't look like ser. Okay. So pronunciation then, yo era. Yo era. Yo era en la tienda todos los días, right? I was at the store every day. Yo era, okay? Because I was there for a long period of time. Versus if I said, yo fui a la tienda, I was at the store, like I was at the store and then I was done with it, right? Versus yo era en la tienda todos los días, every day, right? Something over a long period of time. Or something like repetitive, yeah? Tú eras, él era, nosotros éramos. Again, that accent mark makes a difference. Ellos eran. Yo era, tú eras, él era, nosotros éramos, ellos eran. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you're done with this one, and we'll go on. Done, Brooke? Okay, Jomarian, give me a thumbs up when you're finished. Arshad? Jojo, did you get this? Okay, muy bien. All right, let me erase all. Okay. Now, obviously, we're not going to do all of these, okay? But let's try to do a couple of them in the chat, okay, you guys? And what I would like for you to do is not only put them in the form, in the imperfect, right? But let's see if we can translate them too, right? So let's do number one in the chat now, in the chat, okay? Let's do 3. Um, 10. Okay, let's do those three. 1, 3, and 10. Real quick in the chat. Use your notes. Don't worry about being right or wrong. Just give it your best shot. Pop it in the chat, you guys. Okay. Good, Joe Marion. Good. Those are good thinking on your part. Okay. Brooke, how about you? Arshad, you're going to give these a try. Just pop them in the chat. Okay. Brooke, what do you think? All right, so let's check. So the first one, you guys, we would take the AR off, right? So let's see, yo, and then estudiar, right? Jomarian, we would take the AR off and we would add ava. So yo estudiaba, right? I studied at university for 10 years, right? Yo estudiaba. Okay. Number 3 down here. L, Eva, right? He went. That's an easy one. Yeah. Yeah. And then for bailar, again, for this one was plural. So bailar, get rid of the AR. Bailaban with the B. Oops, I forgot my A, right? Bailaban, right? Ellos bailaban. They danced. Ooh, they danced the night away. Okay. All right. So these are tricky. Again, tricky when to use them, etc., etc. Okay. I'll put these up on the screen just so you can kind of look and see what they look like. Again, we're not going to do them all. Okay, so here's what they would look like. Okay. Right. Él dormía, yo escribía. That would be our IR verbs. ER verbs, comía, right? They ate. Right. All right. Muy bien. I know this is not exciting, and my goal with this, you guys, is not for you to be proficient with them, but to just be able to recognize them and kind of have an idea about, you know, when you see them in context, not only what they mean, but how they're being used. Okay. All right. Give me one more second. Okay. If you have the blanks filled in on that page, right, of all the endings from AR verbs to stare, go ahead and submit. You can submit that. We're not going to fill out all those 10 things. Okay. We just did some together. So go ahead and submit what you have. Okay, I hope that was clear to everyone, right? You guys don't have to do the 10 blanks on the second page, okay? Okay. Again, give me a second. I don't know what my computer's doing. Okay. So that's just too weird. Okay. So here's what I would like for us to do in the time that we have left. We only have about 10 minutes left. Okay. I have a couple of those videos for us that I'd like us to watch. And the videos are, you guys they are in Canvas, so you can watch them anytime you need, but this is about how to use them, when to use them. Okay. So I'm just going to pop this in. Let's watch this together. It kind of goes along with the visual. I also have a visual in the module for you. Okay. All right, here we go.
Vamos a hablar del pretérito y el imperfecto.
All right, can you hear that? Can y'all hear that? Is that loud enough? I feel like it's not loud enough. Yeah? Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so we only have about like 8 minutes left of class or something. So this should take us to the very end of class. Okay, you guys, here we go.
In this video, we'll attempt to address the difficulties presented in the preterite and the imperfect and help with common confusion between the two. Before watching, you might review the different videos on the preterite and the imperfect so you can recognize which is which. First, here are some sentences that have either the preterite or the imperfect. See if you can figure out which is which and some reasons why we might use one instead of another. And feel free to pause the video and consult the word bank while you're figuring out what is being talked about.
Okay, so let's look at this together. Okay. Can't see this first one. So we know había, there was, right? There was a boy. Now, just a FYI, you guys, next week, we are going to start our own story and we're going to do something similar to this. So this is just kind of a practice. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the first line. El muchacho era inteligente y tímido. So can you recognize which one of these is the the imperfect? El muchacho era inteligente y tímido. Can you recognize which one is the imperfect? Which one is the verb in the imperfect? El muchacho era inteligente y tímido. Can you figure out which one is the verb there? Anybody recognize which one is the verb? So the boy was intelligent and shy, right? The boy was intelligent and shy. Era inteligente y tímido. Okay, so that's the point, right? We need to see if we can locate which is the verb as we go through this, okay?
Muchacho. El muchacho era inteligente y tímido. Tenía pelo castaño y ojos azules. Se llamaba Nicolás. Nicolás tenía 9 años. A Nicolás no le gustaba la escuela. No le gustaba porque la maestra era muy estricta en la clase. Un día, Nicolás tenía mucha sed y bebió mucha agua de la fuente. Luego, tenía que usar el baño. Le pidió permiso a la maestra estricta para ir al baño. La maestra le dijo que no. El niño insistió porque era una emergencia. La maestra le gritó que no. Nicolás se asustó e hizo del baño en sus pantalones. Todos los niños se rieron de Nicolás. Nicolás se puso triste. Okay, let's take a look. Hopefully you can understand or figure out most of what is said. Había un muchacho. There was a boy. El muchacho era inteligente y tímido. He was intelligent and shy. Tenía pelo castaño y ojos azules. He had brown hair.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it right there. We're almost done
Se
with
llamaba
class today,
Nicolás.
but I want to go back 1 second because this is the classic example, okay, of how to use the imperfect, okay? He had brown hair and blue eyes. So, tenía, he had. So, we use the imperfect here, you guys, because you have brown hair for a long time, yeah? It's not a completed instant action, right? Like I walked, I held, the cat in my arms or something like that. It's not a complete action that happened, boom. It's something that he had brown hair over a long period of time. And so in that instance, because we're describing someone in the past, you're going to use this imperfect, okay, in the past. He had, right? We wouldn't use the regular old preterite tense that we had learned, right? Okay, how much time do we have? 3 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can do a couple more of these.
Blue eyes. Se llamaba Nicolás. His name was Nicholas. Literally, he called himself Nicholas. Nicolás tenía 9 años. Nicholas was 9 years old. Literally, he had 9 years. A Nicolás no le gustaba la escuela.
Okay, again, Nicholas did not like school. Okay, Nicholas did not like school. Again, not a one-time quickie completed action, but for over a long period of time, he didn't like school, so we use the imperfect, okay?
Nicholas didn't like school. Literally, school was not pleasing to Nicholas. Le means to him. No le gustaba porque la maestra era muy estricta en la clase. He didn't like it, or it wasn't pleasing to him, because the teacher was very strict in class. Did you notice preterite or imperfect in the first paragraph? It's all imperfect. Interesting. Why is that? Well, notice that we're telling background information to the story. Can you remember background information in a story is imperfect? Un día, Nicolás tenía mucha sed y bebió mucha agua de la fuente. One day, Nicholas was really thirsty. Literally, he had a lot of thirst. And he drank a lot of water from the fountain. Luego, tenía que usar el baño. Later, he had to use the bathroom. Le pidió permiso a la maestra estricta para ir al baño. He asked permission from the strict teacher to go to the bathroom. La maestra le dijo que no. His teacher said no. El niño insistió porque era una emergencia. The boy insisted that it was an emergency. La maestra le gritó que no. The teacher yelled no at him. Nicolás se asustó e hizo del baño en sus pantalones. Nicholas got scared and he went to the bathroom in his pants. Todos los niños se rieron de Nicolás. All of the children laughed at Nicholas. Nicolás se puso triste. Nicholas got sad. Did you notice in the second paragraph if we use preterite or imperfect? Oh, well, we mostly use preterite. We only used a few imperfect. Let's figure out why that is. For things that happened once, twice, and are over with, like he drank, he asked, she said, he insisted, he peed his pants, they laughed, we use the preterite. Notice in a few cases I used the imperfect. Nicolás tenía sed. In this case, I'm describing something that doesn't necessarily have a beginning or an end. He was thirsty.
Okay, there you go, you guys. That's our time for today, right? We will continue to explore when to use the imperfect and when to use the past tense, the other one. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your day. And Jo Marion, reach out to me if you need help getting caught up with anything while you were gone. One more thing I'm forgetting. I don't know. Have a great day, you guys. Just make sure you turn in your guided notes from today. Alrighty, and we will continue this, right? Adios a todos. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.